My name is Anthony, and today is December 10th, 2021, and I'm going to share my experience, strength, and hope with individuals in the basic format of what it was like, what happened, and what it's like now. Um, I can honestly say completely openly that I am an alcoholic. I am a drug addict. I'm anything. I would put anything in my body to change how I feel. What it was like, I come from a less than favorable background, an abused background, single mom, no dad around. Learned how to drink at an early age. Discovered my mom's gin when I was probably 10 underneath the kitchen sink. Start drinking that, substituting it with water. Always tell people I don't know how she got drunk, but I sure did. And so that started my career. Early on, I discovered that what marijuana was. And actually, my marijuana story is that the first time I ever got high on anything I smoked was a Lipton tea bag because I thought it smelled like marijuana. And then I discovered real marijuana and started experimenting, practicing, and really got good at rolling. And so I smoked weeds, discovered pills at an early age, all kinds of amphetamines and LSD and Quaaludes. I didn't know till later on in life what I was basically doing, trying to fill up a hole that was empty inside me. At the age of 9, me and my sisters, we found my mom laying on the floor. She got shot in the head. But she lived, and the person that she was seeing at that time disappeared, so that gave me a good lifelong resentment against that individual. And so I carried that with me. I ran away from home at 14. I've joined a carnival and got to drink and use as much as I want to out there on the road. There was no supervision. And I did that until I was 18, and my friend said, hey, let's go to California, because I'm originally from Steubenville, Ohio. And so we came to California with everything I owned at the age of 18, which was in a duffel bag. We kept driving. I ended up in Linwood, California. And they don't show pictures of Linwood on TV. But I was in my full-blown addiction. I found the nearest park. I found people in the park that sold anything, and I bought anything. Well, actually, yeah, I bought it because I was homeless, and I didn't have any job skills. I quit school in the 8th grade. And I started smoking PCP, doing cocaine, just anything. And I'm out there in the streets hustling. And that lasted for a short period of time. Then I finally got a job at a fast food restaurant. Then I graduated from flipping hamburgers and frying tacos to running a cash register. And I'm a liar, cheat, and a thief. And you put me in front of a cash register, I'm stealing money out. And so I was doing that, and the heat got on, and I felt it. So I got transferred from that specific fast food, because it was a chain restaurant, to another one in Costa Mesa. And so I'm working at this fast food place in Costa Mesa, doing coke, drinking all the time. And the manager of the restaurant happened to like cocaine as much as I did, but he wouldn't go to places to get it like I did. And so he allowed me to be his roommate. He promoted me at the restaurant. I was the shift lead. I was in charge of all the registers. And so I get a bright idea that I'm going to sell drugs out the drive-through of this fast food restaurant. And it was all was well for a while until one day at home, we were getting high, and he went to the restroom, and I did his drugs. And so he gave me the boot, fired me from the restaurant. And but I've already established my business there. There's a corner in California, Harbor and Wilson, and it's really fascinating because when you're in your addiction, you really don't go anywhere. And so I'm at Harbor and Wilson, I'm selling drugs, and that's when I first got arrested. And I got sent to the county jail, did 6 months, got out, went back to Harbor and Wilson, and started selling drugs again. Then this time I got arrested. I ended up going to, I think, Donovan prison. I spent 8 months in prison, got out, went back to Harbor and Wilson. I got busted again. And then I got sent to Delano State Prison. I got out of Delano. And before I got out of prison, I knew something was wrong. And so I'm thinking, well, the problem is I'm not hiding my drugs good enough. And so I decide I'm going to put the drugs in my little coin pocket in my jeans, and I get out and I go back to Harbor and Wilson. and I got busted and they sent me back to prison, and I'm sitting in prison going, well, there's a problem. And the problem was that I wasn't getting good at hiding my drugs. So I decided that I'm going to keep them in my hand. And when the police come, I'm going to throw them. So I got out and went back to Harbor and Wilson, and I got arrested again because I got so high, I forgot the drugs was in my hand. And so when I got out, I didn't go back to Harbor and Wilson. I went 1 block south to Harbor and Victoria, and I got arrested again. And this time the police officer that continued to arrest me asked me if I wanted some help. And I was just at that time sick and tired of being tired and sick. You know, I at that time have been homeless for 22 years, homeless. And the police officer asked me if I wanted some help, and I told him yes. And so he arrested me again, but instead of me going to prison, he had a friend that worked in a treatment center, and they were going to send me to this treatment center. When I got released from jail, I thought, okay, I'm going to walk there and pick up on the way there. But I didn't know that when they pick you up from a treatment center, somebody comes directly to get you. And when this lady came and got me, she took me to this treatment center and said, do me a favor, if you're going to leave, don't jump over the fence, just walk out the gate. And I'm like, you trust me? And she goes, yeah, why not? And I've never heard that in all the years from the age of 14 until I was 36 or 37. I've never heard that. I didn't have any social skills. I didn't trust people. But then it's like, you know what? Maybe I should just do what they're doing. And so I start doing that. And I'm in this treatment center, all is well. I'm starting to learn new things. They made me go get a job. And then I went to my first meeting, and I'm so grateful it was that place, because those guys was rough around the edges. I remember it was March 28th, and I just couldn't deal with it no more. But I did that Hail Mary prayer, and I got arrested March 29th, 1999, and I haven't had a drink or a drug since then. Now, my life today is something I've never, ever could have imagined. At that point, I felt that my thing in life now is, number one, don't ever hurt anybody. Number two, finish what you start. And that's the orders I was given, you know, and don't hate. I started school in 2001. I went to school alcoholically. I stopped in 2015, and I ended up with more initials behind my name than I have in my name. You know, I am a licensed psychiatric technician. I have an associate's degree in science. I'm a registered nurse. I have an associate in science degree in nursing. I have a bachelor of science degree in nursing. I'm a public health nurse. And God knows how many certificates I have. Because my life was so insane, God thought it'd be fit. So he gave me a job working as a director of nursing in a psychiatric hospital. And I did that for the past 7 years until October 1st of this year. And that's been my adventure. I haven't been homeless in a long time. Me and Bank of America own this house. I have another house in Ohio. And so I bought a 9,000 square foot 1916 mansion. And I'm going to give it to the homeless people.
I love that.
Yeah, and that's called Brown Manor, and we're working on that right now. There's so many gifts that I have got from being sober. It's remarkable. I'm working on another book, actually, and I'm back in school again because obviously I didn't get enough education. I'm alcoholic. I'm addicted to education now. And
Yes.
So I'm studying to be a nurse practitioner to get my master's license. In March of this coming year, I'll be sober 23 years. The life that I have now, I couldn't come up with in my wildest fantasy when I was using.
You said in the beginning what surprised you was that people actually cared, and you were like, whoa, and that they didn't want anything. You know, would you say that's what surprised you most, or what did surprise you most?
As I grow through recovery has many layers to me right now. And in the beginning, it surprised me that people actually want to help. That whole give it away to keep it thing.
What's your favorite practice today supporting your recovery?
Meetings.
Yeah.
I love meetings. There's so much in meetings. And there's no such thing as a bad meeting.
If you had one thing to tell someone in early recovery, what would it be? Like, if that they were even considering recovery, what would it be?
Miracles do happen, and don't quit before the miracle happens.